Just loading. Seconds away. Okay.
I call this council meeting to order at 6:30 p.m. and I'll call on City Clerk Nicholas DeBono to read the land acknowledgement.
For you, Mr. Mayor, the city of Thorold is situated on treaty land. This land is steeped in the rich history of the First Nations, such as the Haudenosaunee, the Haudenosaunee, and the Anishinaabe, including the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation. There are many First Nations, Métis, and Inuit people from across Thorold Island that live and work in Niagara today. The city of Thorold stands with all Indigenous people, past and present, in promoting the wise stewardship of the lands on which we live.
Thank you, Nicholas. Are there any declarations of interest?
No.
Seeing none, adoption of the agenda. I propose that the agenda be amended to move item 12.2 respecting code of conduct investigation report to immediately after presentation item 9.2, being a short introduction from the city's integrity commissioner. Can I get a mover and a seconder to adopt the agenda as amended? I've got Councillor D'Angela and Councillor Ditavides. All those in favor? Opposed? That is carried. And tonight, please make sure your hands are up so that the clerk can make sure that he captures everyone's vote. Adoption of the agenda. Can I get a mover and a seconder to adopt?
The minutes, right? Yes.
Oh, excuse me. Adoption of the minutes. Can I get a mover and a seconder to adopt the open and closed minutes of the council meeting held on Tuesday, April 29th, 2025? Can I get a mover and a seconder, please? I've got Councillor Sentence and Councillor Decker.
Yeah.
Are there any errors or omissions? All those in favor? Opposed? That is carried. Mayor's report. On May 1st, I attended the Help Kids Shine launch event held at the Stone Mill Inn in St. Catharines. This event is the official launch of the Help Kids Shine annual fundraising event for the Niagara Children's Center. Thank you to all the staff, sponsors, and volunteers who make this such a successful fundraising campaign. To support this campaign, Beaverlock Farms in Thorold held photo op opportunities at their canola field location on Merrittville Highway across from Merrittville Speedway this past weekend. They matched donations up to $10,000. Thank you, Beaverlock Farms, and all those who took advantage of this opportunity. On May 1st, I was joined by Councillor Decker, Sentence, Regional Councillor Whalen, and BIA Chair Serge Carpino as we presented certificates to Creekview Floral Company owner Lydia Recruit as she celebrated her 5th anniversary at the 30 Front Street South location in our downtown. Congratulations and continued future success. On May 3rd, I was joined in the rain by Councillor Sentence, O'Hare, city staff, Thorold Garden Club President Tammy Lyons, and many Garden Club members as we unveiled 2 recently planted Quazon cherry trees in the Melswart Lake Gibson Conservation Park. These trees were provided by Gauld's Nursery with a grant from the Ontario Horticultural Association, working through the City of Thorold and the Thorold Garden Club. Thank you, Mark Richardson, Dave Baldoni, Scott Walton, and Tammy Lyons for coordinating this important project. On May 5th, Councillor O'Hare, Special Events Coordinator Jacob Tedesco, and I attended the Niagara Jazz Festival media launch held at Taps on Queen in Niagara Falls. The City of Thorold will be hosting their Music in the Park Day on June 29th as part of a 3-day Canada Day celebration. On May 10th, I presented Thorold Secondary School Principal Janice Sargent and Vice Principal Kyle Visor with a certificate in celebration of their 150th anniversary, a historic achievement. Councillors Sentence, O'Hare, Hanley, Ditavides, and Regional Councillor Whalen also attended Thorold Secondary School's 150th anniversary open house event. On May 10th, I attended the Thorold Gardens Club plant sale and bake sale held at Club Belvedere in Thorold. Councillor Sentence and O'Hara also attended this very successful community event. On May 14th, Chief Building Official Daniel Dixon and I attended the Niagara Home Builders Association Cherish Dinner held at the Holiday Inn Conference Center in St. Catharines. I provided an update regarding building activity in the city of Thorold, as did other Niagara area mayors and the regional chair. On May 15th, I brought greetings to Gluckstein Lawyers Compassion Fatigue Conference held at the 4 Point Sheraton in Thorold. There was a full house on hand for this important event. On May 16th, I attended the Niagara Regional Police Service 2025 annual award ceremony held at the Holiday Inn Conference Center in St. Catharines. Congratulations to all the award recipients. Niagara Public Works Week runs from May 18th to 24th. The theme of 2025 is People, Purpose, Presence. Thank you to our Public Works and Community Services team under the leadership of Director Jeff Holman. From roads, parks, cemeteries to utilities, facilities, and more, our dedicated professionals keep the city running smoothly 365 days a year. They play a vital role in keeping our community running, maintaining roads, parks, trails, water sewer systems, and public facilities with dedication and resilience. Once again, thank you. Today is Human Resources Day. Let's take a moment to recognize and celebrate the outstanding contributions of our Human Resources team, Ashley, Cassie, and Heather. Thank you for everything you do, and thank you for being a big part of Team Thorold. Thank you, Councillor Decker, for representing City Council at March of Dimes Volunteer Appreciation Luncheon event held at Club Roma in St. Catharines. On behalf of City Council, thank you, Councillors Decker, Sentence, Community Care Manager Maxine Hutchins, and city staff who decorated cookies for the Tim Hortons Smile Cookie Day held on May 1st. They were at the Tim Hortons Thorold location, 1040 Thoroldstone Road. Each cookie purchase supported community care along with the Hotel Dieu Schaefer Foundation. On May 8th, I was joined by city staff as we supported McDonald's McHappy Days, with proceeds going to the Ronald McDonald House Charities. This Saturday, May 24th, the Thorold Center 50 Plus will be hosting their annual Spring Bazaar from 8:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Thorold Senior Center, 8 Carlton Street South. Come out and support this event, an important fundraiser for the Thorold Center 50 Plus. Once again, a reminder, Niagara Unites. The Niagara region, in collaboration with all 12 local municipalities, is encouraging residents to shop, support, and share local. The Support Local initiative joins similar efforts across the country designed to stimulate local economies and ignite pride in buying local and supporting local businesses. And that's the end of my mayor's remarks. Presentations. Up first, we have Runway. Oh, Councillor Longo.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Sorry to interrupt. I missed half your mayor's report because it was pausing or freezing. I'm not sure if I'm the only one.
I don't know.
I don't know if any other councilors want to comment.
Mine was clear.
Yeah, mine was good.
Okay,
Mine's good as well.
all right.
Yeah.
Must just be my connection. Thank
Yeah,
you.
mine was good too.
Thank you, Councillor Longo, for bringing that up. Presentations. Runway of Recognition induction ceremony, and I'll call on Regional Councillor Tim Whalen, Chair of the Runway of Recognition, for the presentation regarding the Runway of Recognition induction ceremony, which is coming up in June. And Councillor Whalen, you have 10 minutes for your presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, the Lady and City Council, and the people of Thorold. It's great to be here once again on behalf of the Sports Recognition. Today, I'm honored to announce the inductees of the 18th Annual Award Ceremony. We welcome together and recognize and celebrate exceptional sports builders, sports heroes of our great city. These individuals and teams are thanked and congratulated on their hard work and dedication. These individuals should be recognized for their contributions, setting a good example for similar individuals today and for years to come. I'd also like to thank those who took time to nominate these winners. If these individuals that we think were not brought forward, their names might not be recognized as a 2024 inductee. Without these nominations, these stars would not have been brought forward or could have not have been recognized. So today we have 5 new inductees to be recognized and are special individuals that are added to so much of Thorold's rich sports history. This year's inductees, I know the clerk has the visuals ready to go with their pictures or not.
Yep, that's coming in right now.
Perfect. Sounds good. Firstly, the Darrell Mailer Award, Excellent Coaching Award winner this year is Dave Champion. Dave played hockey at Thorold and went on into coaching right after minor hockey and is presently in his 29th year of coaching. He strives not only for coaching, but teaches life skills and what it's like to be a team member. Next inductee, please. Our next inductee and the Wall of Fame inductee is J.J. Martin. J.J. is a definition of a true Thorold athlete. For minor hockey in Thorold, he was a captain of the 2004-2005 Junior B hockey team that won the Sutherland Cup. From there, he went on to play hockey for the Brock Badgers. J.J. was a leading scorer in the Brock team that won the Canadian Championship. He went on to play Central Hockey League, where he was ranked first in the team in his rookie season. And now JJ is back, giving back to the community and made him where he was, coaching minor hockey in Thorold. Next inductee, please. Our next inductee is not our usual type of inductee. This great athlete is not only our 2024 Female Athlete of the Year, but she's also being inducted into the Wall of Fame at the same time. Lori Ross was born and raised in Thorold. She began a remarkable running journey in 2013 at the age of 50. Since then, she had completed the Abbott World Marathon Majors that earned her a 6th medal finish honor. From there, she competed in the Boston, Chicago, New York, and London marathons. And today, at the age of 62, she recently completed the Boston Marathon, and this year is training for the Berlin Run in Germany. In 2026, her plan is for the Tokyo Marathon. In 2024, Lori finished first in her age category in the Buffalo Half Marathon and the Niagara Falls International Marathon. Lori's motto is start happy and finish happy. Next inductee, please. Our next inductee is Mike Petrshenko, an inductee in the builder in rowing. Mike's coaching career started in 2000 at Thorold Secondary School. Over the next 25 years, she spent time coaching in high school and competing throughout North America. Today, Mike coaches a Canadian under 19 and under 23 national teams, making several appearances at the World Championship. Next inductee, please. Our next inductee in our Wall of Fame is builder Steve Fife in track and field. Steve founded the Thorold Elite Track Club in 2016 with 4 athletes, and today he's built it into a track and field empire with over 300 with strong community athletes, coaches, families, and volunteers. Coach Fife has been truly dedicated builder in this sport and continues to do so today. His athletes make Thorold proud in every time they compete. Next inductee, please. Our next inductee is a 2004-2005 OBA Midget Baseball Championships. Yes, both years back to back. This team players and coaches won the 2004 once and again in 2005 OBA Championships. In 2005, the next year, they didn't have a junior team at Thorold, so they went to St. Catharines where they won the Ontario Championships again. It is a feat to win one OBA championship, let alone 3 in consecutive years. This 3-in-a-row championship team commented themselves on history books of the OBA championship dynasty. Next inductee, please. Our next inductee is a 2024 Athlete of the Year, Ethan Fisher. Ethan had a fabulous year in 2024 while playing with the St. Catharines Athletic Lacrosse team. He won Defensive Player Honors for the year for the 2nd time with the Rock Elite. With the success of Ethan had, he was drafted into the National Lacrosse League this year by the Toronto Rock. I'd like to congratulate Ethan on a wonderful year and wish him all the best in the professional ranks. Next inductee, please. Our next inductee is the Albert Ciancio Award for the Unsung Hero. This year's recipient is Doris Adams. Doris has devoted her life to volunteerism, making a lasting impression to the skating community. Doris represented Thorold in the Niagara Area Figure Skating Council, eventually serving as their chair. Her contributions earned her the Niagara Skating Council Volunteer of the Year Award. Doris in the past recipient of Skate Canada prestigious Volunteer of the Year Award, and Doris continues to be president of Thorold Figure Skating Club today. Next inductee. Our last award goes to the Team of the Year, the 2024 U11D Thorold baseball team. This team etched their names with the Thorold's rich history of clinching the Ontario Baseball Association championship, marking Thorold's 35th OBA championship. This triumph not only highlights the team's talent, but also reinforces Thorold's enduring legacy in the Ontario Baseball Association. And our final awards, which you don't have pictures for, is the White Family Foundation Scholarship. This award is given annually to 2 students for $10,000 a year, up to $40,000. The deserving recipients for this year's awards Eva Westfall and Adriel De La Paz. Eva graduated from Sir Winston High School with a 96.4% average, while participating in rowing, swimming, tennis, and hockey. Adriel graduated from Dennis Morris High School with a 96.6% average, while participating in basketball, track and field, and cross country. We wish both of these Thorold students well while making Thorold proud. So with us tonight is Councillor Decker and Councillor Setch, who are both on our committee, and I'd like to pass it over to them to say a few words. So Councillor Decker, you might first.
Go ahead, Councillor Decker.
Through you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, Tim, for coming to council tonight. I just want to let everyone know that the Runway of Recognition banquet will be held this year on Monday, June the 9th at Amici's Banquet Hall. Tickets are $40 a person. Doors open at 6 o'clock. You can buy your tickets through the Eventbrite website. And if you're not comfortable with that or familiar with Eventbrite, you can contact Marsha Coppola at DeBon Bath Company. If you are going to go through Marsha, just make sure you check Google for her business hours, as the shop is not always open on a daily basis. And I just want to congratulate all our inductees into this year's Runway of Recognition. And that's all I have.
Thank you,
Thank
Dylan.
you.
Through Mr. Mayor, I just want to let everybody know that we're about 25% sold with just under a month left to go, so tickets will be going quick.
Thank you. Councillor Sentence, did you want to add anything?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor, through you. Thanks, Tim, for the presentation, and thanks to the group for allowing me to come in. It's not an easy process to pick these people, but they made it easy. So thank you again to everybody that's getting inducted and to the group that does all the good work. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any questions from council? Okay, seeing none, thank you, Councillor Whalen, for coming to council, and I look forward to the banquet on Monday, June 9th at Amici's.
Thank you, everyone.
What?
He's there.
Okay, okay. That's the end of 9.1. Now we go to 9.2, Code of Conduct Complaint, IC 353-394-0125, and I'll call on Michael Maynard, ADR Chambers, Integrity Commissioner, for introductory remarks regarding Code of Conduct Complaint. And questions can follow after the report has been put on the floor. And is Michael there?
Yes.
I'm here.
Okay, welcome, Michael. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much. So good evening, Mayor and Council. My office received a complaint in late January, which resulted in an investigation. I don't really have much to add. Everyone has access already to my report, which has been on the agenda, and I understand it was distributed to everyone already. I tend not to say too much about these things during my introductory remarks because the reports always speak for themselves. I am happy to take questions for clarification if there's something that someone is unsure about in terms of the facts, or something that's written that they're unsure about. But otherwise, as I said, the report speaks for itself, and the recommendations are contained therein for council's consideration.
Okay, thank you, Michael. And you're staying around for when the report goes on the floor, correct?
Yes, and like you said, if there's any questions, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, can I get a mover and a seconder to put the report, Code of Conduct Investigation Report, IC 353-394-0125, CLK 6/2025 on the floor. Can I get a mover and a seconder? I've got Councillor Decker and Councillor Sentence.
Can just read the comments there?
Okay, and then I'll read through the comments provided to me by the clerk. So councillors, please note, although the report was available on tonight's agenda, the facts of the report are no longer before council for discussion. Before council tonight is merely the necessary decision on the recommendations of the report concerning penalties. They can be approved as is, voted for or against, or amended. Right now, you've moved and second to receive the report. A separate motion will be required respecting the recommended penalty. Again, council can accept the Integrity Commissioner's recommendation, vote against it, or propose, vote for it, against it, or propose a different penalty. Please note there are no abstentions. You will be recorded as a no vote. Then, additionally, we do have the Integrity Commissioner, Michael Maynard, available should you have any questions. However, I want to remind you that those questions should stick to the recommendations or clarifications respecting process and not to the findings of the report. Okay, so now I'll open the floor for discussion. Are there any is there any discussion or any questions regarding the penalties or process? Go ahead, Councillor Sentence.
Yeah, Mr. Mayor, are we commenting on the report now? Like, I don't have any questions for Michael. I just want to talk on the report.
With respect to the recommendation.
With respect to the recommendations, not on the report. Do you understand the difference there? I want to make sure you understand. The report has been submitted, and obviously you've read it, and so now we're making a decision based on the recommendations. Or
So
if you have any questions regarding process, you're more than fair to ask those questions as well.
I don't have any questions for Mr. Maynard. I appreciate him coming in and giving the report. I just didn't know if we could comment on, why we're supporting or not supporting the report. So that was my only question on that.
Yeah, you can do that because you're talking about the penalty.
Okay, all right. So first of all, thank you, Michael, for the presentation. And I would like to ask for a recorded vote, Mr. Mayor, at the end of this, if I could. If that could be
Yes, you
noted.
can. I know.
Yeah, I will be voting in support of this code of recommendations, and my reasons are I was disturbed by the content of it. We've had other things happen before that were kind of peanuts compared to this for me. So to me, this was a form of aiming hate at a group of people. I do not condone that. I will not publicly condone it. I will not sit quietly. That's why I appreciate you letting me say this. So I will be voting for the report because I feel if I don't, that I could be supporting the findings in it as well. So those are my reasons, and I will be supporting this this recommendation. And again, I'd like a recorded vote at the end, please.
Thank you, Councillor Sentence. Does anyone else have anything? Councillor Hanley.
Through you, Mr. Mayor, Councillor Handley, sorry, you're muted.
Okay, sorry. I'm confused as what we can and I cannot say because I actually went through the last time the Integrity Commissioner came here. And councillors were able to speak in an extensive amount. Believe me, I went through the last meeting when he did come forward and council supported not to suspend my pay. So the rules of how we conduct these meetings and what we're allowed to say and when we can say it, when we can't say it, changes with every meeting. And I went through the last Integrity Commissioner when he came here. Councilor Longo had several questions to ask. I gave a detailed explanation, actually got to speak twice. That's why I reached out to Mr. Dabana this time and asked him, do I get 5 minutes and 3 minutes? So I'm confused as to why the rules continuously change when an integrity commissioner comes here. And I know Mr. Dabana is now the clerk, so is this how it's going to be all the time? I just want to say, like, I can't even comment into the fact that, like, I reached out to the Jewish community and they had no concerns or comments. I reached out to Facebook. They didn't post it discriminatory, anti-Semitic, or racist, or against community standards. I did that. And the complaint, in fact, said, go to Facebook. You can do it. Go to the Jewish community. So I did it. And neither one of them had any complaints against it or any issues with the post whatsoever. And I got nothing else to say.
Thank you. And did you want us to respond?
Yeah, through you, Mr. Mayor, just to provide a bit of clarification on Councilor Hanley's question about what council is able to address and what they aren't. So going back to, I believe it was the May 30th, 2023 council meeting, when there was an IC report before this council, the integrity commissioner at the time did cite case law. It's an Ontario decision, Asali versus integrity commissioner of the town of Hawkesbury. And the court did note that the municipality has no power to contest or question the conclusion of the IC. Its only power is to determine whether a sanction is necessary, and if so, to impose a reprimand or a suspension. So I think it's fairly consistent from what I can gather in prior meetings. It's the recommendations that are before council.
Thank you. Councilor Decker. Go ahead, Councilor Decker.
Thank you, through you, Mr. Mayor. I just have a comment. I will be supporting the recommendation of Mr. Maynard. I just want to say that I found the whole I found it very disturbing and very upsetting. This is not how we represent our constituents here in Thorold. I mean, we're all adults. We're supposed to lead by example. This is not leading by example, and it is not acceptable by any means. So those are just my comments, and that I will be supporting the recommendation on the floor. Thank you.
Is there anyone else? Go ahead, Councilor Thorold.
Through you, Mr. Mayor, to Michael, is he able to post I saw it for the first time today when I printed it off, and I'm anti-Semitic big time. And I just don't, can I ask Michael what was anti-Semitic about the post? And maybe he can show it?
I think that you've heard that you're to speak to the panel.
Okay, can I'd like to put a motion on the floor to reduce the 3 months to 1 month. Councilor Hanley was warned before about going to social media, and I'd like to put that on the floor.
Maybe everyone else can provide comments first, and then what's up to you if you want to take it now.
Okay, we'll first.
I didn't think there was any other comments. That's why I spoke up. Sorry.
Is there anyone
Whatever
else?
you decide, Mr. Mayor. Go ahead.
Councilor Benavides.
Yeah, I'm going to support this also. I hope we didn't offend anyone. These views do not represent me. I want everybody to know that. I have a lot of Jewish friends out there, and I want to make sure this has nothing with me.
Thank you. Okay. Anyone else? Go ahead, Councilor Ryan.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Through you to Mr. Maynard. If you could just explain the process a little further, what is the next step? Is this report the final submission, or is there still something going to be written up after we've taken a vote here, depending on which way the vote is tallied? So I'm just wondering, what are the next steps? Is there another written reprimand, or is it the report done and we just decide on the consequences?
I'll let Michael answer that. My understanding is the report's done and we're here to vote on the recommendations. Michael, if I'm wrong, please clarify.
No, you're absolutely correct, Mr. Mayor. This is the end of the process. The finding has been made. The code has been breached. That is not in question. It's simply a matter of council determining what the appropriate penalty is. And after council does that, that will be the end of the process.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Anyone else? Go ahead, Councillor Sens.
I just want to put the motion forward.
Okay, so how are we gonna do that? The motion, if we turn down the motion, then we can go back
Yeah, through you, Mr. Mayor. Councillor DeRose said he wanted to bring
on a
his
minute.
motion forward. I'll let him word it. My understanding, sorry, Councillor DeRose, was there a time frame that you were referring to in your proposed
Yeah.
motion?
Yeah, I just thought a justifiable punishment would be 1 month rather than 3 months.
So,
That's
so that's
just my
brought and voted on, and then
That's an amendment. And if it's deleted, then we'll go back to.
well, to be clear, the only thing is that the report is on the floor now. There has been no motion with respecting penalty yet.
Right.
So Councillor DeRose's motion would be voted on. And council would make their decision. If there's still a decision to be made, then another councillor can put forth a motion.
Which is, okay. I just wanna get this right. So we have to accept the report first, or are we doing, how are we doing? There's 2 votes that have to be done.
Yeah, so the report is on the floor, just like with any other staff report. And Councillor DeRose is free to bring his motion. If he has a seconder, there can be a vote on that.
Okay,
and
so
depending on the outcome.
the recommendation is for a 3 months penalty. Councillor DeRose has asked for a 1 month. And so we're gonna take that motion first. If it's successful, fine. If it's not, then we go back and open the floor again, correct? Is that the way you wanna handle
Yeah, because the report is still on the floor.
the report on the floor? Okay. Is there a seconder for the 1 month? There is no seconder, so that's lost, okay? So what's your motion now, Councillor Sens? The recommendation in the report or something different?
No, the recommendation in the report put forward and a recorded vote, please.
And do you have a seconder? Do we have a seconder for the, I have Councillor Decker. Okay, so the recommendation in the report is for a 3 months penalty. That's what we'd be voting on. Councillor Bianchi, did you want to speak to that?
Yeah. Can we, is it appropriate to have in the report, it has the decision and the recommendation? Is that something that can be read out? Like, not everyone that's watching this has a report in front of them. So could we have the rationale of why it's the 3 months?
Well, the rationale for you, Mr. Mayor, would be throughout the report, I can try and pinpoint a page or a summary, but I can bring up the
The
recommendation.
recommendation is what we're.
Well, it's on page 17, decision and recommendation.
Okay, just let me get to that.
This for openness and transparency.
That's fine. Well, I'll get the clerk to read that, Councillor Bianchi.
Yeah, I'm just getting to the page here. 17. Okay. Okay, so through you, Mr. Mayor, there's the decision. Okay, so I find that Councillor Handley contravened sections 4E and 10.2 of the code. Accordingly, section 223.4 sub 5 of the Municipal Act 2001 permits council to impose either of the following penalties when the Integrity Commissioner reports their opinion that the member has contravened the code of conduct. First option is a reprimand. B is a suspension of remuneration that is paid to the member for a period of up to 90 days. As I have noted in other cases in neighboring jurisdictions, including Jordan Rees Charlois, there are several factors to consider when determining appropriate sanctions. A, sanctions are normally progressive in their severity. B, the counselor's experience. C, the flagrancy of the behavior. D, whether the counselor made any acknowledgement of wrongdoing, remorse, or regret. Okay, so I can continue reading. This is not the first time Counselor Hanley has been found in breach of the code, even if it is the first time since I've occupied this office. The counselor has had his remuneration suspended by a significant sum in the past. Counselor Hanley is by any account a very experienced member of council. I do not believe there is any justifiable excuse for his conduct in this case, and I find it to be flagrant, i.e. conspicuously offensive and morally wrong. The counselor has shown no remorse and indeed seems to think he was totally justified for sharing the impugned post. I find that I have little choice but to recommend that council suspend Counselor Hanley's remuneration for a period of 90 days.
Thank you. Okay, so that's the motion on the floor by Councillor Stanton, seconded by Councillor Decker. Is there any further discussion before I call for the recorded vote? Okay, I'll call the recorded vote. Go ahead, Nicholas.
Okay, so what's on the floor now is that Counselor Hanley's remuneration be suspended for a period of 90 days, as recommended by the Integrity Commissioner in the Code of Conduct report. So on to the recorded vote. So Counselor Sentence.
In favor.
Okay, I'm gonna mix up the order a bit, just based on what's on the screen here. Counselor O'Hare.
In favor?
Counselor Decker.
In favor?
Counselor D'Angelo.
In favor.
Counselor DeRose.
Against.
Okay, that's been recorded as against. Counselor Longo.
In favor.
Counselor Vidavitis.
In favor?
Okay. Mr. Mayor.
In favor.
Okay, so with 8 members of council voting, that carries 7 in favor, 1 against.
Yeah. So that takes care of that order of business. And Michael, I want to thank you for your work on this, and hopefully we don't see you too much in the future.
Thank you very much for having me this evening. It's nice to see you all, and I agree. It's not that I don't like you. I like all of you, but I agree that it'd be nice to not show up too often.
Thanks
very much.
We appreciate your work.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, we're now moving on to delegation. And okay, I'll call on Mark Freeman, Chair, and Helen Hermanson, member of the Environment, Climate Change, and Biodiversity Advisory Committee, for their delegation regarding memorandum CLC 9/2025 ECC BAC resolution regarding tree and plant lists. And you have up to 10 minutes for the presentation. Are they both here, or?
I'm here.
Mark, are you giving this presentation?
Yes, I will.
Okay, thank you. The floor is yours.
Okay, thank you very much. Good evening, Mr. Mayor and councilors. Thanks for allowing me to speak tonight on this subject. As chair of the city's Environment, Climate Change, and Biodiversity Advisory Committee, or ECBAC for short, I'll be providing the update, and myself and Helen will be available for answering questions. Next slide, please. Thank you. I'm here tonight along with a key member of ECBAC's Greening Thorold Working Group, Helen Hermanson, to provide an update on what we've been working on and to seek ongoing support for the working group, specifically for City Council to agree on having city staff work with us to finalize and implement an updated City of Thorold tree list, as well as other plant lists. Next slide, please. For a little context and background information, ECBAC believes that the City of Thorold would benefit greatly from investing in green infrastructure, such as having the city and residents plant trees and plants that will help keep the residents of Thorold as cool and dry as possible. We kicked off a Greening Thorold working group to focus on utilizing modern urban forestry guidelines to update the city's appropriate documents and policies accordingly. The intent is that by planting the best native trees and plants in the city in the right way, we can help to reduce the maintenance costs of the city while providing value to the citizens of Thorold. Next slide, please. We set up the Greening Thorold working group with a few guiding objectives. We want to provide shade and cooling relief, as I'd mentioned, from the urban heat island effect, and we want to build resistance to rain and flooding, as well as stimulate and hopefully motivate citizen engagement by enabling the planting of boulevard and other types of gardens. The Greening Thorold working group consists of Helen Hermanson, Joe Atkinson, myself, as well as the city's Mark Richardson. We're grateful to have Helen as a key member of this team, as she has over 2 decades of work experience with Ontario's Ministry of Natural Resources, including as a management forester and wetland evaluator. Helen is currently working as a consulting forester with Landcare Niagara and 8 Trees Environmental Consulting, Inc. She's also a founding member of the Niagara Bruce Trail Club's Biodiversity Committee. So a lot of expertise that we have on the team here. Next slide, please. Thank you. As for the current status of the Greening Thorold working group, we're currently on step 1 of our 6-step plan, which includes reviewing and potentially updating the city's approved tree and plant lists, along with the procedures for planting and maintenance of trees and plants. Then we'll move on to reviewing the city's existing noxious weeds bylaw, clean yards bylaw, and property standards bylaw. Once all that is done, then we can focus on what is actually our main objectives, which is the creation of a new boulevard planting bylaw. And this was really the brainchild of ECBAC's Leslie Daniels, who really pushed hard for this working group. Then we'll complete the program with initiatives associated with the naturalization of appropriate city-owned land, which is my own personal objective here. Next slide, please. So, utilizing best practices from the Niagara region, as well as recently updated Town of Lincoln tree list, the working group has completed a consolidated tree list for the city to review and implement. And when I say the working group has completed, I mean Helen has been doing the bulk of the work. This list is specifically designed to provide guidance for planting trees on streets and as well as in city parks. The list is intended for city staff and suppliers, as well as residents and developers who are responsible for planting trees on the streets. We're looking for this list to replace the city's current tree planting program page that is on the city's website right now. Please note that we did engage Scott Walton, the city's operations supervisor of cemetery and parks, in one single 1-hour session to ensure that we had alignment with the list and the overall direction of the working group. And that was confirmed during the meeting. Next slide, please. Okay, so with your support, the working group's planned next steps include working with city staff to finalize the updated tree list that we've provided and get the updated list posted online and communicated to the city's suppliers. Once the updated tree list is implemented, the working group will continue to work with the city and develop and implement recommended plant lists that cover shrubs, ground cover, ferns, as well as flowers. These plant lists are not only intended for city staff and contractors, but they'll be of great benefit to the residents of Thorold. We envision that the implementation of the plant list will require much more in terms of a comprehensive communications plan that includes healthy community engagement. And that concludes the update. And as I mentioned, Helen and I are here to answer any questions that you may have.
Thank you so much, Mark and Helen as well. And I'll open the floor up from council. Are there any questions to the presentation? And after that, we'll put the report on the floor. Go ahead, Councillor Dedevides.
I thank you, Mark, for the report. This looks like it's going to help save the city money in the long term for planting the right trees and plants that may cause a problem down the road. Would you say that?
Through you, Mr. Mayor. Yes, exactly. That's the intent. Is we have some expenses right now within the city because of the way that sometimes the trees are planted or maintained in terms of the depths of the where the roots get in and all these other things. So this results in replacing trees over and over again. So we're trying to avoid those types of things, as well as having a large, diverse group of trees that won't be susceptible to any tree illnesses. If all the same trees are planted on a street, if one gets sick, they're all going to get sick and die. So those are the types of things that we can do to help the city save money.
I like this. It's a thoughtful, long-term investment in our community and green spaces. It's a good job there.
Thank you. Councillor Sentence, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, through you. Thanks for the presentation, Mark. I'm sorry if I missed some of this in there. Is the idea one day for residents in a controlled way to be able to plant as well? Like I've seen, we've seen some that aren't so nice, but we've seen some really nice boulevards that make the city look good. Is that the plan with the bylaw down the road?
Through you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you for the question. Right now, we're focusing on a tree list, which is really intended for planting on the street as well as in city parks. The residents can use this list as well for their own property. However, once we get down to some of the later steps, what we really want to do is enable residents for allowing them to have boulevard planting. So putting plants on the boulevard. But this is going to be a much more complex discussion that we have with the city and the residents to make sure that they're of a certain height, et cetera, right? So, but that is the intent, absolutely, because as you mentioned, there are a number of residents who have done some great jobs with the boulevards. Unfortunately, some of them have been cut down by city staff. So we have to get this resolved, right? So that we're all on the same page.
Great. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you. Councillor D'Angelo, go ahead.
Thank you, Mark, for the presentation. I'm really glad to hear we're moving in this direction. To me, what's really important is a maintenance programs for the trees that are being planted. Because I see a lot that are planted, and then if they're not watered properly, they die, and then another one's replanted. And even as we're trying to encourage individuals to walk through our community, if trees aren't trimmed in an appropriate manner, branches hang too low, cause issues. So to me, the maintenance program is very key moving forward in the sustainability of the trees that you plant. Like no one wants to do things twice. So I like that comment that this is where we have to make sure we're doing it right the first time, and putting a little effort and a plan in place will make it a lot easier. So I applaud that component of what's moving forward here. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Seeing none, go ahead then, Councillor O'Hare. Go ahead, Councillor O'Hare.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Through you to Mark. Mark, thank you so much for coming in and presenting to council today. I really want to point out all the hard work as a member of the Environment Committee that Helen, yourself, Joe, with the assistance of Mark as well, have put together on this. It's a very serious document, and I really applaud your dedication to preparing this and coming to council. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, seeing none, Mark and Helen, I want to thank you for a great presentation, and thank you for coming to council and all the work you do. Thank you so much, as well as the whole committee.
Thank you.
Okay, so CLC 9/2025 ECC-BAC resolution regarding tree and plant lists in accordance with the city's procedural bylaw, CLC 9/2025, respecting the ECC-BAC resolution regarding tree and plant list will follow the delegation. Can I get a mover and a seconder for that report? I got Councillor O'Hare and Councillor Ditavitas. Is there any questions? Or comments? I can't see it, sir. Seeing none?
Oh, sorry,
No,
Councillor.
I have a question, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah, go ahead, Councillor DeRose. Go ahead.
Yeah, the only thing that's never stated, basically, the report provides no evaluation of how much city staff needs to be involved in associated cost to the city. So I was wondering, can we get that eventually on this? Like a costing, right? Something's coming for council that we have to approve, but we have no idea what it costs.
So
And I know it's only city staff time, but
through you, Mr. Mayor, so my understanding is Mark Richardson is on the working group. But the report, there will be a report back to council, so I don't know if you have a comment.
Is Mark there?
Yes.
Mark, did you want to comment or will you do that when the report comes? So is he there? Then the floor is yours, Mark.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, through you. Yes, the list that's currently being provided or presented to council ultimately is being used by city staff when, excuse me, street trees are being selected, or the variety of street trees are being selected. So we're going to continue planting trees as we always have. This doesn't per se increase the number, it just ensures that we're using the right variety. This tree list will also be used through public consultation to let the community know what types of trees they should be planting in a variety of areas, whether it's a street tree or within the park. But with respect to staff time, we can certainly look at that and provide that to council in a future report.
thank you, Mark. I appreciate it.
Does that answer your question?
Yep, I appreciate that. And I just want to, when people are coming with a presentation like this, and I don't see any mainstream scientific references or data to show evidence that Thorold summers will be getting progressively hotter. So I'd like to see evidence about that. I know the hottest day in Thorold was 2020. The last one before that was 1975. So it's hard to predict. And I just want to know, I need empirical evidence next time someone comes with a presentation such as such. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor. Anyone else? Seeing none, all those in favor? Put your hands up so we can see, please.
This go up here. Okay.
Opposed? Anyone opposed? That is carried. Items for consent. Okay, we have items, please note that you do not need to lift an item, to only make comments. It is required if you wish to make changes to the recommendations contained in the report or memo. Do any councillors wish to lift any consent items 11.2 through 11.8? I can't see any. User gonna.
Councilor DeRose raised his hand.
Go ahead, Councillor DeRose.
Sorry, Mr. Mayor, I can't see the whole list on my screen.
Well, the list is, do you have your,
Yeah, I just, it's, okay, I'm just looking through what I see. There's 8 of them, Mr. Mayor?
Yeah, that's good.
Yes. 7, is there 8?
The last 28.
Hey?
Last number is 11.8.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but there's 7, 11.2 to 11.8.
Okay, could I see the first one again? Because I can't remember which one it was. Sorry. Okay, no, okay.
You good?
That's good, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Okay, can I get a mover and a seconder for these consent items? I got Counselor Decker and Counselor D'Angelo. Everything good?
There were no
Okay,
comments.
okay, all those in favor? Opposed? That is carried. Item for consideration. CLC 12/2025 RSC resolution regarding funding for the Heart Niagara Bike Rodeo. Can I get a mover and a seconder for that, please? I get Counselor Decker and Counselor DeRose. And there it is on the screen. Does there anyone have any
Sorry, so if I can just speak to it. Yeah, so through you, Mr. Mayor, I'm just putting it up now. So what the Road Safety Committee recommended was approval of additional funding of $1,250 towards the Heart Niagara Bike Rodeo. That would be as a general budget overrun. They were granted through community grants funding of $3,000 for the 2025 year. So the $1,250 that the Road Safety Committee is recommending would be in addition to that. I'm just putting it up on the screen now. Apologies.
okay? That is it. We have a mover and a second. There's any other comments on that? Counselor DeRose, do you have anything else to say? Your hand's still up.
Yes, through you, Mr. Mayor. I just want to say, I'm not a fan of budget overruns after especially getting so many reach outs about their last tax installments, the last 2 tax installments last week. But this is a special thing that might save a life for kids in elementary school. They won't get this anywhere else. So I will said I don't like overruns at all. But if we can somehow find it in our hearts, I think this is a great community safety initiative for young students. Thank you.
Thank you. Go ahead, Counselor D'Angelo.
Well, first of all, I want to say Councilor Groves cut out, so I only heard a half of what he said. So hopefully I don't repeat what he says. But I know this is a very important program to teach bike safety to younger children in our community. So I think it's excellent. The other thing too, budget overruns aren't always great, but one of the things that the committee worked with was that it's to be a matching amount. So $1,250 is supposed to be raised as sponsorship to go along with this. So it's not being 100% funded from the city of Thorold. That part of it is coming from the sponsorship of others in our community. So just wanted to point that out. It wasn't a $2,500 request. It was for half and with the matching of the other half. So I just wanted to point that out. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Seeing none, we had a mover and a seconder. All those in favor? Opposed? That is carried. We did already 12-2, so 12-3, CLK 7, 2025, Strong Mayor Powers. Can I get a mover and a seconder for that report, please? Councillor Sentence and Councillor Ditavides. Okay, the report's on the floor. For information purposes, is there any questions or that, please, floor is open. Go ahead, Councillor DeRose.
Yeah, through you, Mr. Mayor. I have a hard time with this, but I know we don't have a choice. Provincial government's putting it down. And no disrespect to you, Mr. Mayor. I do trust you 100%. I just feel that it takes in certain areas, it takes power away from elected representatives, which are councils. That's why cities have councils. And that's my only I just want to, I kind of oppose what the provincial government has done. We've had Mr. Mayor and the CAO make emergency decisions during COVID, so I don't have a problem with their direction or their acumen, but it does, as a counselor, it does not sit with me well, but I know it's the way everybody's going, and I know we have to do it, but I just wanted to share my opinion.
No, and that's fine. I can tell you that when you look at the reports, powers regarding administration structure of the municipalities, I'll be delegating those responsibilities back to where they were. That the normal way we do business. And I can tell you, that we're a team. We work together. The one thing I'm hoping that comes out of this is that we have not been getting funding for building homes faster. Only municipalities 50,000 and over have been getting funding for that had strong mayor powers. We're hoping, and in talking to my fellow mayors in Niagara, that we can delegate to make sure that funding now comes down to municipalities under 50,000, and we get our fair share based on the amount of homes that we're building. And because we would have no problem exceeding the targets that the province would provide. So that's priority one for us as far as delegating the Ministry of Municipal Affairs and Housing. Anyone else? Okay, seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed? That is carried. CLK 8/2025 proposed amendments to bylaw 79/2017 being the city's animal care and control bylaw. Can I get a mover and a seconder for that, please? I got Councillor Decker, and Councillor Didavides. And again, this was sent back at the last council meeting. Was it the last meeting? And the amendments are therein contained. So if anyone got any questions or would like the staff to answer based on those amendments, the reports on the floor. Whose hands up there? Go ahead, Councillor DeRose, and then
Sentences.
okay. Because once we put the
I'm
motion
sorry.
on the table,
I'll take it down. Just
yeah. Okay, go ahead, Councillor DeRose. Did you have a comment?
I just want to say thank you to Nicholas for doing a couple of concerns that he changed already. That's great. Now, how do we break up like the delineation of the outlying part of the town and the urban part? Because I honestly think I've gotten calls from people that are outside the urban residential area, and of course some of them are elderly and they like to feed a squirrel, but they're out in the country. So I just wanted to know, is there any delineation as far as exemptions for outlying areas or where you live, Nicholas? Is that something that is anywhere in there? I couldn't see it.
I think what the function is relating to urban and rural.
through you, Mr. Mayor, there are no geographic delineations. It would apply as I worded with the further amendments added to the entire city.
So, okay, so that answers my question. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Councillor Sant, you had your hand up? Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I was just going to thank Nicholas again for making it not so rigid, and so people were afraid they couldn't use these things. And I think when it comes to the way you worded it, it helps the urban boundaries because they're not going to be bothering anyone. So I like the wording, and thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else that has any questions or comments on this report? Okay, seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed? That is carried. CLC 11/2025 Age Friendly Committee Senior of the Year Awards recipient recommendations. This is an appendix to this item in the closed session agenda. However, if council is satisfied with the recommendation put forward to award the individual recommended by the Age Friendly Working Group, there is no requirement to discuss this item in closed session. Can I get a mover and a seconder for this, please? I got Counselor Decker and Counselor Sentence. Does anybody want to go on camera, or are they happy with the recommendation that was put forward and is stated in the report? I hear anyone that's opposed? I don't see that. We had a mover and a seconder then. All those in favor?
Just,
What?
Everybody.
Yep, looks like it's all.
Okay. That's carried, and then we don't have to go into camera on that. Do we announce the name or do we not?
They wanted to do it at their event.
They're gonna do it at their event, so we're not gonna announce the name at the council meeting so that they can do it at their event at the 50+ Center coming in June. Okay, CLKC 12/2025 request from the Thorold Business Improvement Area to appoint a nominee to fill the treasurer position. Again, there's an appendix to this item in the closed session agenda. However, if council is satisfied with the recommendation to appoint the eligible individual indicated in the appendix to the position of treasurer, there's no requirement to discuss this item in closed session. Can I get a mover and a seconder for this, please? Counselor Dedivitis and Counselor Sentence. Is everybody good with the recommendation that's in the report? Is there anybody opposed to that recommendation? Okay, seeing none. All those in favor? Opposed? That is carried. And so that one we can announce the name.
Yeah, I've put it up on the screen, seeing as council didn't raise their hands with any questions,
Yeah.
Mr. Mayor. So that's what was passed.
So Marissa Spence be appointed to serve as treasurer for the BIA for the remainder of the term ending in 2026. Thank you. DF 11/2025 surety bonds policy 334. Can I get a mover and a seconder for this report, please? Counselor Longo and Counselor D'Angelo. Are there any questions regarding this policy? Our Director of Finance, Maria Morrow's on to answer any questions if there are any. I don't see any. All those in favor? You got that? Opposed? You get it?
Yep.
That's carried. DF 12/2025 Brownfield Municipal Tax Incentive Program 90 Ormond Street South. Can I get a mover and a seconder for this report?
Okay, just give me a second, I'll put it back.
Yeah. And I got Counselor Dedivitis and can I get a seconder, Counselor Decker? And again, our Director of Finance, Maria Morrow's on to answer any questions regarding this. Are there any questions or comments? Go ahead, Counselor Dedivitis.
I have a comment. I'm just so happy seeing someone take the initiative and the courage to clean up that part of town there. It's been condemned. It's very expensive. You got to be very smart to do that. And I'm glad we got a good company in there. From driving by there for the past 30 years, I know a lot of people walked away from that. And I'm finally, it's going to help the city of Thorold, and it's going to be a great spot when it's done. So this has my full support. I'm so happy to see something happening with this eyesore. Thank you.
Thank you, Counselor Dedivitis. Anyone else? All those in favor?
Just, yeah.
Right?
1 second here.
Okay.
Okay, you, somebody raise your hands again.
Yeah, all those in favor, can you raise your hand so the clerk can see, please?
Okay.
Opposed? That is carried. DS 8, 2025, plan a subdivision, Confederation Heights. Can I get a mover and a seconder to put this on the floor, please? Councillor Ditavitas, can I get a seconder? Councillor Sentence? That's plan a subdivision for Confederation Heights. That's Nick Bogart from MHBC assisted with this report and can answer any questions, and that for everybody's, that's the DG group, the new subdivision that's going in on Richmond and DQ, that area there. That's what this report's regarding. Are there any questions or comments regarding that, please? Seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed, that is carried. Cemetery bylaw, PWCS 8, 2025. Can I get a mover and a seconder to put the report on the floor? I got Councillor Decker and Councillor O'Hare. And Jeff Holman and Mark Richardson are here to answer any questions regarding this report. Is there any questions or comments on this? Go ahead, Councillor Decker.
Thank you, through you, Mr. Mayor. I just want to thank Mark and Jeff for the report. I had to read it quite a few times, and I know it took a lot of thought and to incorporate the new bylaws that are required. And I just want to say a job well done. Thank you to both Mark and Jeff.
Thank you. Anyone else? Seeing none, all those in favor? What? Did you have a comment, Councillor O'Hare? Or are you voting?
No, I do have a comment. Thank you. My computer's working slowly. I'm not sure. It's taking a while for my hand to get up. But I'd like to ask a couple of questions, if I may, to Mark. First off, I too will echo what Councillor Decker just said. I read through the report a couple of times, as well as the bylaw. It's very thorough. Lots of information there. So just a couple of things that I just want to make sure I'm clear on. So Mark, do you have to be a resident of Thorold to be interred at Lakeview Cemetery?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, to the council, no. The answer is no.
Okay, so it's really open to anyone who is in need of a plot or a burial site.
That's correct.
And Councillor O'Hare, you'll see when the posted fees come out, like there's a resident fee and non-resident fee, okay? So
okay, yeah, that's right.
Those fees are specified when you see the fee schedule. Okay. Go ahead and continue.
I didn't see any restrictions through either the report or the bylaw. Are there any restrictions at all to a person wanting to purchase a burial site at Lakeview here?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, no, there are no restrictions to purchase a plot or a lot at Lakeview Cemetery.
Okay, so no religious restrictions or cultural or anything like that. If someone wishes to be interred in Lakeview Cemetery, then they're able to come and purchase plots.
Through you, Mr. Mayor, that is correct.
Okay. Good, thank you. Thank you very much.
Is there anyone else? Okay, seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed? You get it? Yeah. That is carried. And I want to thank Mark and Jeff, your team, for the work you did on that bylaw. PWCS 2025, a live barn implementation at the Frank Doherty Arena. Can I get a mover and a seconder for that? I got Councillor Decker and Councillor Ditavitas. And Jeff's here to answer any questions on that. Is there any comments or discussions? Go ahead, Councillor Decker.
Thank you, through you, Mr. Mayor. I just want to say this is such a great implementation at the arena. I wish it had been here long ago to be able to stream some of our live programs that are held at the arena. So I just think that thank the staff who worked on it, and that this is such an innovative, great idea that they brought forward. So thank you for that.
Thank you. Councillor Sentence, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor, through you. Thank you to staff and minor hockey for working on this. This has been a long time coming. And just so everybody knows, this could just be a starting point. They do it at baseball parks, soccer parks. This could just be a jumping off point where we have coverage at all of our places. So great job. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor D'Angelo.
Yeah, I concur. If we could use it at other municipal facilities for other recreational programs, it's a great opportunity to watch while you may not be able to make the site while players get to play. I've been hearing a lot of static background. I don't know if it's just me, but we have to really resolve and get back into the council chambers, because I find all these distractions, the freezing and the static, just not helpful and conducive to a good meeting. Just wanted to point that out. Thanks.
We will be back next meeting. I've been told it will be resolved by then. Councillor Ditavides, did you have a comment?
Yes, I want to say thank you to staff, and this is so important for our citizens, but also visiting teams. So people that are coming to Thorold, they have this product available, so their loved ones at home can watch it. So it's good for both ends. So I'm really happy to see this. I know when my son playing hockey, I always loved having that at the arenas. And like other councillors said, all sports can benefit from it. So it's great to see.
Thank you. Councillor DeRose.
Yeah, through you, Mr. Mayor. Jeff, just a quick question. How easy would it be to, as Councillor Sentence said, hook this up for baseball, one of the baseball fields that's popular, or the soccer? Gross is basically the main soccer field in Thorold. Would it be part and parcel of what you've done, or is this going to be something down the road we can look at? Because and once again, I would, if I could ask you, would there be any cost to that? Thank you.
Thank you. Jeff, go ahead.
Thanks, Mr. Mayor. Brooke Nicholson did a lot of the legwork on this, and she's more familiar with the arrangements that could be made. I think once we get established in the arena, it would be very easy to to use the model in different facilities. But I'll let her answer the specific question with respect to costs.
Thank you, Brooke. Welcome, and floor is yours.
All right, through you, Mr. Mayor. Yes, we have talked to Live Barn about other sports. We're just starting with arenas, just because that is kind of the local municipality where other municipalities are doing it to start. But they definitely have done it at baseball diamonds and soccer fields at other municipalities outside of the Niagara region. So it's definitely something we can discuss with Live Barn. Cost has not been determined, but as we kind of mentioned in the report, it is a no-cost service. So they actually earn their money on subscription. So I can't see it being more money for a soccer field or a baseball diamond over the arena to implement it, depending on internet or anything like that. They do implement their own internet service, and I was speaking with our IT department today about that, and they do like mobile hotspot type thing. So I can't see it being a problem or an incurred cost to the city. But we definitely would have that conversation with Live Barn offline to kind of discuss that if we wanted to implement elsewhere.
I'd appreciate that, and as would many other people in Thorold. Thank you, Brooke.
Thank you. Anyone else? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Okay.
You get it, no? Opposed? That is carried. EWCS 31 2025 Thorold Museum and Cultural Center project design and next steps. Can I get a mover and a seconder to put the report on the floor? I got Councillor D'Angelo and Councillor Decker. Okay, the report's on the floor, and Jeff Holman's is here to answer any questions. Any questions from council? regarding this report? Not seeing any, all those in, who?
Oh, Councilor Longo.
Councilor Longo, go ahead, sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just a few questions regarding this museum report. So the revised concept plan will come in on budget? Is that the original budget figure?
I'll get Jeff to answer that. Jeff?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, that's correct. You may recall council gave us a specific direction with respect to the what the budget number has to be, and we've used that number and worked backwards to revise the scope accordingly. What we don't know is what the market price will be for the actual cost of renovation, but we can address that at the time.
Yeah. And my next question is about item 3, staff be directed to prepare a lease agreement with Thorold Museum for council's consideration at a future meeting. Will that also, the lease agreement, will it talk about the collection and how it's maintained, who the owner is, things of that nature?
Go ahead, Jeff.
Through you, Mr. Mayor, that's correct. It will cover all of those items.
Okay, and then it'll also, I imagine, cover the anticipated annual operation costs and what the city can prepare for in future budgets?
Through Mr. Mayor, that's exactly correct, Councilor Longo. Those are the issues that are still outstanding and need to be negotiated.
Okay, that's great. I appreciate the clarification. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Longo. Councilor DeAngelo, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to make a few comments. I sit on the working group with the committee that's moving this forward. Just want to commend staff. There's been a lot of meetings, a lot of back and forth with the library, not the library, sorry, the museum board in working on this project. So there's been a lot of give and take, and you know, we're trying to come up with the best plan possible. So staff has dedicated quite a bit of time and in a short time frame because times are tightening up here in terms of meeting deadlines and moving forward. So I do want to commend both Jeff and Mark. There's others too. I don't want to leave them out, but you guys been doing a great job leading this program to get this up and running so that we maximize the grant that's been given to us from the federal government and bringing a really good asset to our community. So without the staff push here, it would be going nowhere. So I appreciate what you guys are doing to get this accomplished.
Thank you, Councilor DeAngelo. Councilor Benavides.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Jeff, I'm just wondering, their contingency plan, how much money are they holding back? A lot of these projects in construction now are going way over budget. And I talked to different developers and they're way over budget. And with this group, it's going to take a lot of experience to stay on plan. And if they spend too much to their borrowing, they're going to go over for sure.
Jeff, go ahead.
Through you, Mr. Mayor. Yeah, that's one of the biggest risks that we have with the project is the cost for delivering the finished product. But I think if we have a well scoped out concept plan, and we're looking to implement the project through a design build type of model, which will basically say, here's how much money we have. Let's work backwards from there and see what we need to do. And assuming that the collaboration between the designer and builder will help us get more value in the project, now that we know exactly how the floor plan is going to be laid out, what's in the building, what's not in the building, so that we're not paying a lot of money or incurring any delays for elements to the building that are not required. So I think this is the safest way to move forward, but Councillor DeVitas is correct about the sensitivity of pricing these days and reliability of bringing a project in on budget.
Is there any way we can ask to see how much money they're holding back so the city doesn't get stuck? Like demand that they keep a certain percentage?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, well, we don't like to tell contractors how much money we have, but we will build in proper contingencies, and then we'll also be working with future tenants of the building to talk about those items which might be leasehold improvements as opposed to part of the original construction costs. Some of that work still has yet to be done, but I think that's a good way to go to mitigate some of the risk about cost overruns here.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, all those in favor? What?
I should take a bit of time to get the thing up on the screen and then we can.
Okay, all those in favor, show your hands, please. Again, sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
Opposed? That is carried. Okay, notices of motion, Councillor Burrows, do you have one?
I've removed it, Mr. Mayor. I'm good. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Anyone else? Okay. The motions, did you remove the motion, Councillor Burrows?
I withdrew it, Mr. Mayor, earlier today with the clerk.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Statement by councillors, Councillor Hanlon.
Yeah, I just want to let council know I won't be at the next few meetings. And for health reasons and pleasure at first, health reasons after that. So who knows when I'll see you next time, but I won't be attending, be it virtual or in person.
Okay, and you will all, let.
I've talked
the
to
clerk
Nicholas.
know. Yeah, that's good, because it officially, through the clerk, okay? Okay. Councillor DeAngelo, did you have a comment? I see your hand up.
Yeah, Mr. Mayor, for process purposes here, I'd like to request the regional councillor come and give us an update. So is that a statement by councillor I'd have to bring at the next council meeting? I know there's.
I think you can do that as direction and we'll get Nicholas to get a hold.
Okay, excellent. Because really, with the speed camera that went on Collier Road, there wasn't a lot of notice except the sign that was there. And some of the residents and some individuals in our community have had asked questions. So if we could have the regional councillor do a bit of a presentation to explain the safety features of why it's designed that way, and some of the questions could be asked at that time.
Councillor, would it be better if we got somebody from the transportation department at the region? I think that technically might be able to answer those questions better.
Yeah, we haven't seen our regional councillors.
Frank, and or either Frank Testoni or someone from his group. I think that would be better suited to answer the questions and maybe do a little presentation. That's a good suggestion.
Yeah, I think our regional councillor needs to come more regularly with some updates of what's going on with the region and how it's impacting our community, because that one just popped out of nowhere, except for the sign, and there really wasn't much communication. So we got to avoid those because there's a big issue there. Thank you.
Thank you. Go ahead, Councillor Hanlon.
Yeah, just to follow up to Councillor DeAngelo, if we're going to do something in regards to the speed cameras there, maybe we can inquire why they take down the yellow flashing lights that were previously there and then they put up the speed cameras. I think the lights should remain so they could bring that, but that's what they do. So where there's yellow flashing lights in school zones, they take the lights down, they put in the speed camera. The lights are there as a blinker or a yellow. It's a caution. It alerts people to the fact that they're coming upon something that may be of a danger. What they do, they remove them and they put in a speed camera.
We'll get them to include that type of information when they come, Councillor Hanlon.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so now we're going to move on to closed session. Before I ask for a mover and a seconder to go into closed session, I would like to remind you of your obligations respecting closed session. Those who are participating in the closed session must ensure that no other person is in the location from which they are taking part in the meeting, or make appropriate arrangements so that any other persons cannot see or hear any of the confidential deliberations taking place. If this is not possible, you must withdraw from the meeting until it is reconvened in open session. Council staff and everyone present during closed session have an obligation to ensure that what is discussed in closed session is kept confidential. Can I get a mover and do you want to read why we're going in, and then we'll get a mover and a seconder?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the, I'll get the clerk to read the reasons we are going into closed session. Go ahead, Nicholas.
Okay, so that council enter into closed session to receive confidential information respecting, one, a matter respecting litigation or potential litigation, including matters before administrative tribunals affecting the municipality or local board under section 239(2)E of the Municipal Act 2001, and advice that is subject to solicitor-client privilege, including communications necessary for that purpose under section 239(2)F of the Municipal Act. And that's update respecting Rolling Meadows, Phase 18, and Ontario Land Tribunal matter. And number two, a matter respecting a proposed or pending acquisition or disposition of land by the municipality or local board under 239(2)C of the Municipal Act 2001, and a position, plan, procedure, criteria, or instruction to be applied to any negotiations carried on or to be carried on by or on behalf of the municipality or local board under section 239(2)K of the Municipal Act respecting Ontario power generation lands.
And those are the two reasons why we're going into closed session. Can I get a mover and a seconder now to go into closed session? I got Councillor DeRose and Councillor Sentence. All those in favor? Opposed? That is carried. So now they have to go on the other link, am I correct?
That's correct.
So you have to go into the closed session link, so we'll take a 5-minute break by the time you get off and go on the other link, and then we'll start our closed session. Thank you, everyone.